Welcome to the Angel Empowerment Show, from I Can't to I Can, with your host, Cindy Smith, and co-hosts. In this show, airing every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, gain more insight and practical, intuitive tools to bring more clarity and purpose into your daily life. You can listen or be involved in live professional angel card readings on transformationtalkradio.com so you can heal, thrive, and grow in your life. And you'll experience it all with 4 of the best in the field. The Angel Empowerment Show starts now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our live The Angel Empowerment Show here on Transformational Talk Radio. Deb and I are really excited to talk about and share with you the topic of stress and oxidative stress tonight. We will, like always, we're going to be sharing information, and then the last 30 minutes of the show, we will be doing live angel card readings and giving you the opportunity to ask any questions. So look on the screen, the number, I haven't memorized it yet, but here it is, 1-800-930-2819, or type into the chat on any of the social media that you're watching us here live. So we recorded a show last week with Nola, and she shared her journey of using holistic healing and traditional healing and merging the two together on her cancer journey. So please take the time, if you haven't had the opportunity to watch it yet, please take the time, because you will learn a lot around the journey that she went through. And Deb and I joined her because of our angel empowerment healing experience that we use as a practitioner, both of us. So Deb and I wanted to carry on with the theme of healing and focus on stress. Right, just like take a deep breath right there, right, Deb? Because I felt that stress. Yes, there's there's stress even putting together a live show, right? And it's here we are, we make it happen every week. But what Deb and I are going to start by talking about, there are things what we refer to as stressors that become our norm. And, how is that affecting your body? So Deb, you start and I'll fill in, because I know this is something dear to your heart.
Yeah. Well, first, stress is not an external event. It's not what's happening to us. It's how we're dealing with what's happening to us. And so that is what is affecting us. And I hear my clients say all the time, I hear people say all the time, I work best under pressure, which is under stress. But the problem with that is that it becomes your normal. You're in fight and flight constantly, and it becomes so normal that we no longer recognize it as such. And that's when I have clients coming to me going, I don't know what's happening. My health isn't good. I'm no longer sleeping. I am tired all the time. I'm agitated. I'm anxious. I'm depressed. And it's a whole package. And the trigger is the stress and how they are reacting to situations around them. And often when I'm working with a client, I'm not able to change their whole life, but I can assist them with Archangel Raphael in how they react to the situations around them.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And it takes time, it takes practice, but it makes a world of difference for sure. Yeah.
And when we, like you say, it's what's going on in the physical body with the stressors. And I think, you brought it up around the fact that there are times that we just get so used to it. And because people will say to me, wow, that must have been stressful, Cindy. And I go, what? No, but really, perhaps it is. And it's just, I'm so used to it. My body is just learned to be into that fight or flight. I mean, but both of us know, and thank goodness for our angel team. That's why it's the Angel Empowerment Show, because they are huge in empowering us. Is that I've learned over the years, when things are starting to affect me, it's making sure that I'm paying attention to the signs that I'm going into too much stress mode. And if I keep ignoring the signs, you're going to have something that comes up to remind you that you've been really running in stress. Now, there are things, when to our listeners and people watching, there are stressors sometimes that are unavoidable, right? If there's been an accident, or, a family member is going through trauma, different things like that. We're talking more of the long-term stress and the things that just keep building up on top of each other, and we stop thinking that they're even a stress point for us. And it's learning to acknowledge what is stress, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like Dr. Carl talked about, not all stresses are bad, but the good ones are only good for a short period of time. Like an athlete entering an event and being under they're feeling stress because they want to perform well. That suits them just for a very short period of time. But if they keep that up, that's when they're going to start feeling side effects and physical things, not only, but mental things as well. And stress can be a motivator, but only for a short period of time. So it's recognizing that and making that shift after. And that's, yes, absolutely. I find that the angel team is amazing in assisting us in recognizing it and helping us take our breath, ground ourselves, and the language that we use. Yeah.
And we're going to share a little bit that language, but I'd like to, one of my personal go-tos for stress, anxiety, worry, we talked about this before when we were talking about when we did our podcast on fear. My first and foremost go-to is I ask myself, where am I? Because even under high levels of stress, it's what we're telling our body, how our body's reacting into the high level stress. And where am I? Am I thinking about the future? Am I already planning tomorrow's list of to-dos? Am I stressed about something? I'm anxious about something that's happening with one of my children. What that does is it takes me out of the now vibration when I do that. And my big thing, number one, everyone, this has been my go-to for years. If I'm starting to feel stressed, worried, anxious, I ask myself, where am I? And then I go, okay, take a breath, center, where am I? I'm right here at this moment in time. I start talking my body to get it out of fight or flight. Because if we can talk to our unconscious mind, if we can talk to our body and say, I am safe, I am here, I am in the now, I am grounded to Mother Earth, nothing else, everything, just do your best to dissolve all the other stuff. Because if you can get back into the now vibration and be very centered, it starts to slow the adrenaline down. It starts to change up the cortisol that's flying out of your adrenal glands. It's really working with your body to get you back into that now centered state. And many of you listening can have all kinds of ways that you love to do it. Deb and I are just sharing with you, this is what's worked for us. And it starts for me by now vibration. What do you do, Deb?
Well, for me, it's similar. Well, for me, it's breath. It's always going back to my breath and just taking a deep breath and just, what am I hearing right now? What sounds are around me? What am I smelling? What am I seeing? Just to bring me into the present moment and just a breath. And sometimes I take a few minutes to do it. Sometimes I literally take 10 seconds because that's all I have, right? And that the technique of breathing, or the technique of even stomping your feet, just I'm here right now, is something that we teach the kids in the Honoring Our Sensitive Kids program, because our children are stressed and they have no idea, one, that they're stressed. That's not even a word on their radar, but that's where the anxiety is coming from. So teaching them to be in the moment, in the now. We can't change what happened yesterday. They're only lessons in life. And that's where bringing in the angels to assist us with letting go of what happened yesterday. There's no mistakes, there's only lessons. And also stopping the worry from what's going to come tomorrow. We can only do our best to be prepared, but we have to stop worrying about what's going to happen before it even happens. So it's remembering today is all I have. And where am I? And you're right, Cindy, asking, where am I right now? And thinking about it. And the thing is, when we live in a state of that kind of state of being stressed about what's coming up, what has happened, we lose the moment. We lose so many moments because of that. And we're no longer recognizing that because it has become a state in our world. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And this isn't that, Deb and I are coming from we're no doctor of medicine and saying, this is what you do. We are sharing what has worked for us. We have the Angel Empowerment Healing Program that was created with a physician, and using the language to talk to the body. That is that's the big shift. It's really talking to the body. And I know you have the stress language right there in front of you, right, Deb? So so basically how the Angel Empowerment Healing works is when we have a client, and we do their initial assessment, what is it that they would like change? We always work with these systems like the immune system, the digestive system, the endocrine system, the lungs, the nervous system. Like, we always work with the basic systems. But then if somebody is experiencing stress, anxiety, insomnia, fatigue, all of the different things of symptoms that can happen due to different things, we have the language to address that. And we thought it would be great to give some examples if you want to give a couple lines of, so just think of yourself as a client with Deb, okay? And she's working with you. She's asked Archangel Raphael to be with you. She's the conduit. So she's flowing Raphael's vibration. And she says a couple of, these are some examples of the statements. So go ahead, Deb.
Yeah, so I'm just going to read the first couple of sentences. And it's always a repeat after me. So you are saying it out loud so that you are taking your conscious mind out of the way and you're activating all your minds. So the stress language. I ask my lessons in life happen with gentleness and ease. I ask that I appreciate situations presented to me as benign. I ask that I focus on the situation with optimism and a positive attitude. I ask that negative emotions associated with it evaporate. And that's just the beginning. So you see, we're not trying to change. We can't change what's happening in your life, but we're asking your body, your mind, and your spirit just to experience it in a different way, to react to it in a different way. It works amazing.
So so let's do it a little bit different. Okay. I've got the oxidative stress language. Okay. You're going to be my client.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. So that, we've called in Raphael. I'm going to say a little bit of the oxidative stress language, and I will have time to go into a little more about why oxidative stress is so important to understand it. So think of Raphael flowing direct to Deb, because we do most of our angel empowerment healing long distance, right? Anybody can, around the world, we can do it with any of our clients. But here we go. So Deb's my client, and this is how it happens. I do this. I ask healing on a cellular level.
I ask healing on a cellular level.
To allow my body to utilize.
To allow my body to utilize.
Nutrition.
Nutrition.
Especially phytonutrients.
Especially phytonutrients.
I ask my body to produce.
I ask my body to produce.
Antioxidants.
Antioxidants.
And utilize antioxidants.
And utilize antioxidants.
From my nutrition intake.
From my nutrition intake.
I ask antioxidants.
I ask antioxidants.
To remove free radicals.
To remove free radicals.
From my body with ease now.
From my body with ease now.
I ask for balance.
I ask for balance.
Between formation.
Between formation.
And removal of free radicals.
And removal of free radicals.
In my body now.
In my body now.
I allow healthy cell growth.
I allow healthy cell growth.
And cell protection.
And cell protection.
And accept healing in balance.
And accept healing in balance.
Take a gentle breath. Now, did you all think that you just hit the biology class?
Right.
And what is Deb and Cindy talking about?
Yeah.
Well, thanks to our amazing Dr. Carl, who created the language. Like, we got 3 of these manuals. But the key is, we all know the power of thought. Like, most of us understand the importance of power of thought. Bless Louise Hay for all that she created years ago, and for the understanding of the power of thought. So it's all about talking to the body and getting out of our own way, and allowing for the divine to allow to assist to heal. And so when it comes to oxidative stress, now, Lydia, do we have the screens, or should I just talk away? I will talk away.
Live radio, yeah.
Talk away, she
Talk
says,
away.
live radio. And we'll probably add some of the screens to our recording. So for any of that's watching live. And the other thing, before I talk about oxidative stress, please note that anybody that is watching this live or in the future, if Lydia will tell me what is going to be the best way, but probably the best way is to just reach out, email me, Cindy at cindysmithaep.com. Okay. Email me, Cindy at cindysmithaep.com. Ask for the meditation, because I've recorded the oxidative stress language, and I can email it direct, an MP3 that you can download and listen to at any time. I'd love to gift that to as many people that are, and on break, I'll ask Lydia, what is the best way, our producer, what is the best way to get it to you? But I know I can email it. So oxidative, I remember listening to a CD. I was traveling years ago, and a doctor was talking about oxidative stress. And I remember I pulled over to the side of the road and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, Raphael, why hasn't this why isn't this more, why haven't you brought this to my attention? Basically is what I was saying. Okay. So if for all of you scientists out there and all the doctors that understand this more, please, I'm just doing my best to explain oxidative stress. Think of it as it's the imbalance in the body between free radicals and the body's ability to counteract or destroy their harmful effects, results in oxidative stress. So if you think of free radicals attack the healthy cells, and when a healthy cell is basically a normal healthy cell is attacked by a free radical, it basically turns into oxidative stress. I loved what a doctor said in explaining as an example. If you think of cells burning energy, and off of this is natural, this is what happens to us. Off of the cells that are burning in our body, doing what they do to produce, like you think cellular structure throughout our body. But think of it's almost like if you want to visualize a little bit of smoke leaving the cells when they're working. If there isn't a lot of antioxidants to counteract that little bit of smoke going off the cellular structure, I'm just doing my best to describe it visually.
You're doing a good job.
Am I doing a good job?
You're doing a good
What
job.
it does then is it basically harms cells. Okay, oxidative stress is what happens when we have more free radicals in our body than we do antioxidants. Now, here's the key to understand antioxidants. You know, Deb, you remember for years it was like eat more blueberries.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Can we all remember that health? Eat more blueberries.
Like, blueberry pie.
Blueberry everything, because they are really good with antioxidants, right? Well, it's eat more fruits and vegetables, antioxidants. That's, the big thing. So what happens is when we have the correct amount of antioxidants, we can balance and it stops creating oxidative stress. Now, what causes oxidative stress? I have a whole list of things here. Improper diet, and everybody stay out of the guilt mode, because I know when I looked at all this, I went, oh my gosh. What causes oxidative stress? Diet, medication and treatments, air and water pollution. So think of environment, fast foods, stress, which we're talking about, lack of good nutrition, inadequate amounts of physical activity, alcohol, pesticides, exposure to toxins, inadequate intake of fruits and vegetables, contaminants, and excessive exercise. Anybody that is big into marathons and they're great athletes, they understand oxidative stress. They work to make sure that they have balance with oxidative stress. So what happens when you are in stress is your free radicals become much more rampant than antioxidants. And then you end up getting you get oxidative damage. And oxidative damage affects our body. So basically, I'm in this whole biology thing, Deb, but what do you think? How am I doing?
No, you know what? I'm not a biologist and I'm understanding.
Oh, me either.
No, but you've got it in layman terms. So it's
okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
So the oxidative damage affects our body, our immune system, heart, vessels, skin, gastrointestinal, eyes, kidneys, like the brain, the joint, the lungs. Okay. So basically, antioxidants neutralize free radicals. So everybody, why do we do the language of oxidative stress? We're asking Raphael to come in and use the phytonutrients that we are putting into our body to help neutralize oxidative stress. And here's the great thing, is our body naturally creates antioxidants, and we do get antioxidants from plant food in our diet that counter out the effects of oxidative stress. So what what we're really wanting to teach you is this. There is balance that we can create. Okay. And we'll talk more about this, but this is why we've been guided to do the oxidative stress language. This is why we wanted to bring to your attention, not only just what we think are those normal stressors, think about the free radicals that you're creating in your body from all those lists that I said. Now, your body has the ability to create antioxidants. But with our environment and with all that we do today, most of us, and I'm just saying, a percentage of us are unable to keep up with the amount of free radicals that are running in our body. So here we are teaching you a biology course.
Yep.
However, I know we're going to go on a break, but and we will have some slides up for you on the recorded version. Okay, so here's the thing, everyone. As we always say, the last 30 minutes is for you to ask us questions, and we will be pulling cards. So either call in or enter into the chat where you're located and your first name. And Deb and I will definitely give you some messages from your angel team for you. And we will also intertwine, we'll keep talking about stress and oxidative stress. So we'll be right back. Remember, 1-800-930-2819, and Lydia will connect you directly with us. Hi, everyone. We are back. Remember, please call in live to the number on the screen. Deb and I would love to pull a card for you, or you can ask us questions. Again, make a comment in the chat, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, your name, your first name and location. Bobby has reached out to us, and he's got a few questions. We'll pull a card for you, Bobby, because I also, but he said, I'm really enjoying this program. The first question is for everyone's benefit. Could you please explain to everyone how to receive a hug from their angels? Because I know it's one of the things Bobby asked me when we first started working together. So a hug from the angels. Great question, Bobby. I asked them, and so think of like putting an angel blanket over your shoulders, like an energy, as if their wings were wrapping you. And if you're a feeler, you get a sense of, oh, you're getting an angel hug. So it's paying attention to your physical body. Of course, they'll feel like warmth. You could get tingling. For me, it's also a real divine knowing that when I've asked. So for instance, I know that over the years of when I've in grief and I've lost somebody to the other side and I need that extra comfort, I've asked them to cocoon me. I feel like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a hug. And yet it's an energetic, divine hug. Deb, how would you explain to people receiving a divine angel hug?
Well, I love the way you said it's a warm blanket around you, because that's exactly what I feel. It's just, yeah. And so, because a human hug, you're feeling arms. This is more than that. This is bigger than that. And it's just totally surrounding you. And yeah, that's the best way to describe it. It's warm. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, it is. So great question. So a card for, do you want to pull a card for Bobby?
Sure. The card I got is Harmony with Others. On the card, it's Archangel Raphael. And it's my child. To some extent, all conflict with others will create disharmony within. Allow yourself to step into your personal power and take charge of a resolution. Be responsible for your own actions and reactions to outside conflict. And that's kind of the be responsible for your own actions is what was really popping out for me with this. And you know, it's interesting because we were talking about stress. We can't change what's outside, but we can change our reaction within. So it's just being aware on how am I reacting to a situation. And if there is somebody in your life that is causing you a bit of angst, just remember that's their stuff. And how I react is my stuff. And Archangel Raphael, actually, I have called on Archangel Raphael many times for conflict resolution. And I have seen amazing things transpire because of it. Even when the person that I'm dealing with isn't necessarily an angel person, at some level of their consciousness, they want this to be resolved as well. And I also always call in Archangel Gabriel to assist me with the language to help them understand. I know what I want to say, but I need to say it in a way that they understand. And then I call in Archangel Raphael because she is kind of the angel of love for me, and they're a great team. So, so I think with this card is he's reminding you that he will assist you in any kind of conflict, and even conflict within. He will assist you with conflict within and your reactions to how you're handling situations. He'll help you. So call upon him for sure. The affirmation is I own my own actions in relationships with others now. But I'd like to add that to I own my own actions in relationships and with myself now.
Yes, great, great message. And everyone listen, that's Raphael. I mean, sometimes we get confused with Raphael. Two different archangels. Raphael is all about assisting with conflict, whether it's inner, out, you know, with other people. He's really great on conflict. So great message for Bobby. Okay. We also have some readings. We have Maggie from Saskatchewan, and I'm going to use my deck, the Inspire, Change, and Healing. I just got to do a call out while I'm thinking of it, Deb.
Okay.
To Janet in Australia. She just ordered both of my decks, Inspire, Change, and Healing, and the relationship. And it's the first time I've sent my decks to Australia. So I just got to do a call out to Janet. If you're listening to the podcast or you're going to listen to the podcast, thank you for being the first one in Australia to order the decks. So this is for Maggie in Saskatchewan. And let's see, Maggie, what the angels would like to. I'm going to go, this is okay, I'm going with this card, Maggie, because so it says it's even though it's the Inspire, Change, and Healing, it isn't the relationship deck, but it's the love relationship, the current relationship that has come up. And it's Archangel Raphael. Rhodochrosite is the crystal. And I'm just getting a little extra here. So give me a minute, Maggie, what they're. Yeah, this is Maggie, this is about you and your relationship. It's allowing you to remember how important it is to spend time together. Whether it's fun time, you know, I know it's summertime, and did you have enough time? It's Saskatchewan, so perhaps your partner is right into harvest you know, and of course it's busy time and harvest time. It's just that it's a reminder that your partner relationship is very important to you. And I get that it's taken time for your partnership. The affirmation is, I am in my joy as I share my love in a harmonious relationship now. So here's that harmony coming up again with the second card. But I really get it. It's like honoring the relationship that you have, Maggie. It's really about honoring. It's honoring your relationship with your partner is what I get. Deb, do you get anything else?
Well, it's funny, because I'm just shuffling the cards anyway, and a card did fly out, and it's stop overwhelm, which matches exactly. So it's just being aware, and yes, taking time for your relationship with yourself and your significant other and your family. We have to work at relationships. We have to make time with them, for them. They have to be a priority. And that's not just about your spouse. It's also about your friends, your family, and yourself. Those are all important. And sometimes it seems overwhelming, and because it's so much, but it's just taking those little moments, and it'll be amazing how many little moments you can take. And I have asked, and actually, okay, I'll caution you on this one. I remember wanting to do all this, having a balance, work, family, having a balance, and asking the angels, I need more time. Well, then I stopped sleeping. So it's like, let me rephrase that. Help me manage my time better. And that worked much better for me.
Yes. So, yes. It's
so ask the angels to help you manage your time, to allow for that, for those important to you.
You know, and there are times when a card comes up and it talks about relationship. The angels always say, it starts with self, but I truly get that it's making time with your partner, Maggie. So thank you for tuning in, and, make sure you reach out and get the oxidative stress meditation, because that is definitely, that's a good one. And it's interesting because, as you brought up friendship too, I downloaded the very first friendship newsletter, my downloaded messages this year. I've never been guided to focus on friendship. And, I've been doing these guided messages since 2009. And so anybody, go check it out on my website. Just hit Archangel messages, and you'll just see when I channel messages. So September is Archangel Gabriel and friendship. We're to be focusing on friendship this month. Okay, so we have Julie from Alberta. Deb, pull a card for Julie, please.
Physical vitality with Archangel Ariel. The action is what's actually popping out to me. Is I ask for assistance from Archangel Ariel and red jasper, which is the crystal associated with this card, to connect to Mother Earth and access her exuberant physical, mental, and emotional vigor to create a meaningful and purposeful presence. But as I'm reading that, I'm being reminded, the angels are reminding me it's fall. And they are reminding me that we are learning a valuable lesson right now about letting go. So being fall, it's about letting go. And so for whatever reason for you, there's something to really think about. What do you want to keep in your life to go through the kind of hibernation, of winter? What would you like to let go of and stop carrying it forward? And that is where, Ariel is the angel associated with the card. She's very much Mother Earth energy. But I can just see you connecting to Mother Earth and just asking the angels to help you release these things that I'm getting there more of an ideals, expectations, just releasing them before you move forward this fall. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome message. Physical vitality, Julie and Ariel. It will all, yeah. Great message around fall energy, because yeah, for a lot of people, they love the fall. And so it's just, we're shifting, we're changing gears.
Yeah.
Great message. So anyone else who would like a reading, you just have to reach out to us in the chat line or call into Lydia, the 1-800 number. When we did our live, there was the three of us doing card readings, and people could call in, but they could pre-book a reading, and we didn't get to everybody. And I am going to do a shout out that we will be doing it on the last Monday of this month. Again, there'll be Sam will be with us also, and there'll be the four of us. You're going to be able to do the same thing. We'll be doing readings the whole hour. Okay. And the opportunity to ask messages or questions. We'll give the messages.
Well,
Okay.
and one thing I want to mention too is what I'm hearing from people, even though like Jane called for a message or emailed for a message, Susie and Mark got a great message themselves. It's like so listen to the recording, because the message may pertain to you as well. It's just amazing how that works. Yeah.
And I'm going to, where did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Because we're talking stress and oxidative stress, I'm going to pull a card from the Archangel Raphael deck for all listeners. And let's just see what comes up for all of our listeners out there, now and in the future. What card? Well, okay, then. Some of you may not like this card. However, it's an interesting card because it's a sobriety card. It's a proof that it is a sobriety card. Now, I get the reason this card is, it's reminding you the things that I mentioned about oxidative stress. What are the things that can affect our physical body with oxidative stress? Now, please, everybody stop thinking, oh my gosh, is Cindy telling us, is the angel telling us that I'm no longer able to have my glass of wine after dinner, whatever, or during dinner? No, this isn't. It's just that for some, this message is going out to some. Maybe slow it down a little, maybe have a little less, maybe have it a few days a week. It's all because I talked about oxidative stress and I said alcohol is one of those ones that affects us. Then he gives a sobriety card. So the card itself says, Archangel Raphael, thank you for adjusting my cravings in healthful directions so that I only desire life-affirming foods and beverages. It's just, again, anything you can add that whenever I'm doing a card reading and the sobriety card comes up, people look at me like, are they telling me I can't have my glass of wine anymore?
Well, and as you were reading the card, I was getting to, it's not just about what we take in physically internally. It's what we take in. What kind of things are we feeding our minds?
Right.
What kinds of things are we exposing ourselves to? And to really think about that. I mean, if we are only watching and reading disturbing stuff, we may want to look at that. We might want to mix it up with something a little more uplifting. And so it's also that just being aware of, because the opposite of sobriety is addiction. Right. And addiction comes in many forms. So it's not just alcohol, it's what we're feeding our bodies, but it's alcohol and it's drugs, yes, but it's also about what we're exposing our minds and our spirits to. So it's just being aware and looking at that, and how can I find a healthy balance, and whatever that is for you, that's going to be different for me than it is for the lady down the street. It's just different for everybody. And if you are identifying something you want to change, or you feel you need to, and you have the desire to, and you need assistance, reach out to somebody. There's lots of groups. The AEPs have techniques to help with that too. Sometimes it's just reaching out to an angel empowerment practitioner. Part of it is being able to talk to somebody. And I always say some of the most important things that happen in a session is that first 10 minutes that you're able to talk about yourself and what's going on in your life. And we are listening, and the angels are listening. And that's how we're reaching out for help. So if you need help with any of that, if it's not an angel empowerment practitioner, find somebody to help you with the sobriety of your form that you want to work on, if it applies.
You know, and I love how the angels work too. If I know that I need to make some change, and I've been doing that recently, making a lot of different choices of my diet and different things, not only oxidative stress, but just my overall well-being. And what happens is, if we start to just have that niggly little thought that maybe I need to take this out of my diet, well, then you're going to get confirmation from all kinds of things. People saying, or, you know, just right now, well, I need to switch from having wine every night with dinner to maybe just doing it on the weekends, right? Like, you have that thought, and then you're listening to us and a sobriety card comes up. So then it's you going, I've already been thinking about that. Here was my confirmation. Yeah. And, you know, and for people that my specialty when I was doing full-on counseling is drug and alcohol. I was an addiction specialist as a counselor. So this isn't that we can go from the extreme to the non-extreme. It's just everything's in balance. And of course, we're talking oxidative stress. Okay. This isn't my preachy call that y'all got to go out there and change. This is the call. This is just pay attention, because the angels give us a message for a reason. I'm a big believer. And if I keep ignoring it, if I keep ignoring that inner voice, things will happen to make sure I'm paying attention. Right, Deb? We all have those experiences.
And they talk louder and louder. Yeah.
And I'm, you know, without, you know, I just share because it's my personal journey. But one of the biggest things that I did for my personal journey is, and most people know me well, is I started taking Juice Plus, because it's fruits and vegetables and it gets into my body. That's bottom line. Okay. So that's one of the things that I did. So without going into that whole thing, let's pull some cards for a couple of the people that we're already, look at our time.
I know, it goes so fast.
So for Sarah, I'm going to pull, I circled Sarah and Red Deer. I didn't get to Sarah and Red Deer. So let's pull her card. That's how we're going to, Sarah, if you get the opportunity, listen to this. And shall we pull a card for Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, on the last Monday of the month, we will be doing the live show with readings from us all. Okay. Sarah and Red Deer. We have the gratitude card, Sarah, and this is the message. And again, it's for Sarah, I've pulled, but again, this can mean for all of us that are listening. My child, take time in your daily activities to acknowledge your gratitude of abundance in areas of your life. Acknowledging abundance amplifies what you already have and allows it to grow. Honey calcite is the crystal. And I'm going to read the action step for you. I ask for assistance from Archangel Raphael and honey calcite to write and acknowledge 2 statements of gratitude each day. Now, this can be for any of us, because what is when we drop into gratitude, that's what we send out to the universe, and we create more gratitude in our world. So Sarah, this is just a little tool that the angels are asking you, is to bring at the end of your day 2 things that you are very grateful for from the day. You know, lots of people do a gratitude journal. I can't tell you that I do, because I'm never very good at remembering it. I have this whole thing that I do at the end of the day, but it has not been in the gratitude journal. However, a lot of people do. So I value my spoken word as my truth and let go of outcomes connected to my honesty. My furnace just kicked in. Are you hearing my furnace? Are we good?
We're good. Yeah.
We love the Yeti because it isn't picking up the background noise. Maybe our producer might be. Anyways, do you want to add something about gratitude, Deb? Because it's a big, I think we need to do a show on gratitude, don't we?
I think we do. Because one of the biggest things, you know, we talk about stress, and when we're in a state of envy, that can cause a stress of its own. So recognizing or acknowledging things we're grateful for will actually shift our brain. There's no room for envy when we're in a state of gratitude. And that's why I believe in gratitude. I'm the same as you. I forget to write in my gratitude journal, but I always at the end of the day recognize 1 or 2 things that I'm grateful for. And always looking at even things that happen that I'm not happy with. I think about, what did I learn? And I'm grateful for that. So there's always something to be grateful for, even the darkest situations.
So thank you, Sarah, for reaching out. Deb, how do our listeners get a hold of you?
Oh, the best way is on my website, onawinghealing.com. You can either email me, or if you're wanting to book an appointment, there's a button right there. And check out my workshops. They're listed under workshops on there as well.
On a Wing Healing. Isn't that a beautiful website? Yeah. On a Wing Healing. I love that. And so Deb, like myself, we both do angel empowerment healing sessions. And so at any time, reach out. All of our hosts, Deb, Sam, Nola, myself, we all do angel empowerment healing sessions. You got just a piece of our language with oxidative stress. Remember, email me, Cindy at Cindy Smith AEP, AppleEdwardPaul.com, and I will send you the gift of the meditation for you. So just fire me off an email. And once again, we are loving this. We're getting, I don't know how many podcast shows we've done, but we're loving this, right, Deb? I love it.
I look forward to it every week. Mm-hmm.
And thank you, everyone, for sending out your gratitude to us. So talk about gratitude. The emails and the comments that we're getting on Facebook and Instagram, and the gratitude for us doing this show, we take that. We really receive it. We take it personally. That is, thank you, because we receive that gratitude to keep doing the Angel Empowerment Show here on Transformation Talk Radio. Quickly, Sam and I, next Monday, we will be live, and we are going to be talking about how to lift your vibration, how to still work with the angels, lifting your vibration, and continue a little bit of a theme on. Sam has done a lot of healing with children with the Angel Empowerment Healing Program. So I really want her to share a little bit about that, to be able to keep on our theme with healing with Raphael. But Sam really wanted to get into, I think it's really that time of year to lift your spirit. So join us next Monday live, and some tools and how we do that.
Thank you for listening to the Angel Empowerment Show, from I Can't to I Can, with your host, Cindy Smith, and co-host. Learn to empower you with angelic guidance every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. It's easy to tap into your divine self and trust in your angelic guidance. Let Cindy and co-hosts give you a loving push to explore your potential. For more information, go to CindySmithAEP.com. That's CindySmithAEP.com.